Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Player Hater Gaming. I am your host and GM, Brandon Ross, and with me, surrounding me on this virtual tabletop, is my fantastic table, minus one particular Dragonborn. He had some prior engagements to take care of, so he could not be here tonight, but we're going to go on and have fun anyways. We miss you, our lovely Dragonborn, and you will totally be missed. I'm not being sarcastic at all.
I don't like the sound of that.
Inside check, right?
Wow. Insight in the DM. DC too high.
Bullshit.
Before we get started, just some really quick things. If you enjoy the content you have here and seeing, and we make you laugh and make your day better, please feel free to come join us on our Discord or check out our socials as well. We have a lot of great postings. We throw our clips up there. We have some funny stuff going on. Our social media team leader is fantastic at what she does, along with the rest of them. We do our best to make sure we tell great stories and keep you hopefully going through these days, especially in the winter. I know it's just, for me personally, I'm just like, winter. It's rainy and cold here in the area I'm in. Not a lot of pretty snow. I was from the north originally, and I just love snow. That was my rant for the day about how I love snow. I do. Some people are like, "Oh, I got a shovel and stuff." That's fine. I work from home now. I can just stare at it.
I've never had snow, but every like 2 for the 6 years.
I like it. I enjoy it. It's very pretty to me. It's definitely a winter wonderland style, but
I
it's
love
not
snow.
everybody's cup of tea. It's fine.
I love snow, but can't have it year round for me, sadly.
Yeah, that's all right. Just gonna do something real quick. Remember all my commands. All right. And we're just going to get into it because I have, as usual, a lot of really fun things lined up for my players that totally doesn't involve a TPK. I mean,
I have a backup.
I have a backup.
Same.
Wait, I don't have a backup. What?
Yeah, no, I didn't have a backup for Pyre. I have a backup for Elysia. It's very weird.
Oh, I'll tell you. Well, so far, as we've seen here on the Tales of the Skytorn, we have watched as various individuals have begun to converge on a very particular, well, should have been unassuming, simple run-of-the-mill apothecary is now turning into quite the busy location, along with the lands it resides in. Over the last couple of days, there's been quite a few interesting sky shark attacks within the inner parts of the fields in the island, which is rare for these parts, as the party has begun to converse and figure that out. Even so, as Red, Drakex, and Elysia almost literally stumbled into a rather sizable hole in the middle of one of the ranch lands. Thankfully, it was already discovered by an unfortunate farmhand who ran their cart into it. But, no one got hurt, right? I mean, people got hurt, but not by that.
Just a couple of thousand gold in damages.
Yeah, nothing crazy. But they decided to venture into the tunnel, following it for a little bit, but not until its end, where they decided to turn around and get back out. Afterwards, they mostly reconvened, except for one member, Miss Eva, heading back to whatever location she calls a homestead within the city proper. The rest of the individuals staying at the apothecary had their talks, began making plans, and realizing some things were in motion and they didn't have all the gears and parts they needed, so they sought more information. They believed they had ventured out to one particular homestead that had not been attacked just yet, out to the Ilrum family, where they met the eldest son, who guided them around to not find much of anything outside of a barn off in the distance and a lot of nothing, just land and beasts of burden. Cutting their separate ways from there, I believe Elysia and Drakex headed back to the apothecary, where Miss Elysia had been raised, lived, and ran by herself, And then Red and Doctor went into the city proper, to where after some various dealings and a very long day in the office, so to speak, they decided to unwind with a drink, wandering into the fashionable but ever ready to go. Flip my page, page. That's Fred Cox's name. They wandered into Gundy's Gulps, a ramshackle but still well put together tavern with, I believe the sign was haphazardly hanging with a almost by one chain. But whereas inside they heard a rather familiar voice and a tune being played by a talented individual up on the stage, Miss Eva. Upon surveying through the crowd, just getting their regular perception checks around, they realized there was a much smaller, much younger, almost spitting image of Eva sitting at one of the tables, just enjoying a simple dinner. That's where we left off, and that's where we'll pick up. Before we get too far, as I just remembered, does anybody... No one used their dice last time, did they?
Nope.
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 Wasn't in need. All right, so next time I'll let y'all know what's going on with that. Save your channel points. We'll get back to you. So, Red, Eva, and Doctor. As you have now made eye contact with each other. Eva, you were still performing, I believe. So,
Yes.
Red and Doctor. What would you two like to do as you have come in, scoped the room? I wasn't sure if you'd found a table yet or not. I just know I did give you the layout of the room.
I would think we would find a table that isn't where her daughter is sitting, because that would be rude.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you get to a table. Easy to do. This place isn't overly busy. It's definitely not the nicest bar in the area, and it definitely is a bar. It's not a tavern. There's no rooms to stay in. You can definitely see the one-story building, while it does have a high ceiling, it's just a bar. It's I won't say a dive bar. It's not quite that down, but it's definitely a bar that's off the beaten path. So not super busy. Easy enough for you to get a table to yourselves. Do you pick something that's kind of in the floor area, or do you want to go like against a wall?
Probably against the wall. I would think a table where once Eva's done performing, she would see us relatively easy and come over if she wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try and catch her eye.
Okay. Not being stealthy at all, the two of you just walk through
How can I be?
Yeah, the Eva, easy enough as you're playing. It doesn't distract you from your fantastic performance check from last time, but you do see a very familiar pointed mask, beaked individual, and then the muscle bound female with the long coat, sleeves torn off, Miss Red, and you see them just walking through like, hey, we're not being overtly out loud, but we see you. And then they find a table kind of off to the side in a corner against the wall.
Question for you, DM.
Yes.
How far into the night are we at this point, would you say?
Ooh. By the time they got there, the happenings in the completely legitimate funeral home happened.
Mhm.
I'm gonna scope this probably around 6 or 7 in the evening. At this point,
Okay.
and for you, Doctor, this is new information. For Red and Eva, this is just everyday occurrence. Even though the island has begun its descent below the clouds, the cloud cover here in city proper is not as dense as it is out in the ranch lands. You would imagine, Doctor, that there's probably some simple arcane wards put up to keep the cloud cover to a minimal, to where it's just like a low rolling fog, maybe a foot or two tall.
Okay.
Given that it is probably still early in the evening for Eva to be doing her business, I would say that I would probably give it about an hour's worth of good work just picking out some tunes, humming to some of them, and not necessarily trying to make it like calm or somber, but just, relaxed.
Okay. Based on your roll, I'm going to roll a couple of dice for you.
Did I roll that? I did. Okay. I am actually going to.
As you play throughout the hour, you get 2 gold pieces put into your little saucer you've probably placed out there,
Copy that.
and then 2 silver pieces and 10 copper pieces.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah. For Red and Doctor, as you two get your seats, a simple server comes over, just kind of a middle-aged man, dark hair, kind of slicked back, simple brown tunic, black pants, just kind of walks over. Hi, drinks, food, what can I get you?
Drinks and meal. I'm
Right.
taking a pint of ale for me.
Right, house ale for you, and you? He looks over to Red.
Oh, that's the same.
Right, 2 house ales, just some smoked meats and breads. Good?
Sounds perfect for me.
It sounds fine.
Good. And he just leaves. And you watch as he kind of, on his way back, he hits like 3 or 4 more tables before he is gone behind the bar. About 5 minutes later, he comes back with just your drinks, and then wordlessly just leaves. Say probably about 15, 20 minutes later, he comes by with just 2 plates of food, sets them down, a half a loaf of bread with a knife stuck into it, puts it in the middle of the table. Right, food, drinks, first round, all that. 2 silver.
I will hand him the 2 silver.
Thank you much. Need more drinks? Let me know. He just takes off.
Okay.
After you have that, you enjoy the tunes and atmosphere of the area. If there's anything particular to you want to take care of with the next 45 minutes of time you have, feel free.
Well, Doctor would be unhinging his beak to enjoy his meal and drink. He is specifically nursing the ale. He's not chugging it.
Red, you watch as and you've seen it before at this point. He kind of reaches up to the sides and clink, 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 undoes the various buckles, and just opens the mouth a bit, and you just see as he's washes a bit of the ale back and shoves the food in there.
Oh, she doesn't think anything of it at this point. She'll go ahead and dig in on hers.
Between sips and drinks, I'll ask Mr. Red. I think it'd be wise to go ahead and give her Miss Eva a couple platinum now, or should I wait till after the performance?
Probably wait till after.
That's what I was thinking, but I wanted a local's opinion.
Yes, it's probably better after.
She's quite the singer and player.
She certainly is. Seems we have somewhat of an entertainer with our traveling companions, or former traveling companions. I'm not sure if she'll be joining us. And she takes a look at the daughter.
Well, clearly she was joining us even though she had her, so I don't know if that would be too much hindrance. I understand the needs of a parent, so I would understand if Miss Eva can't join us all the time.
Right. Certainly.
Question for Miss Red. Are you taking a look, or are you taking a look?
She is actually looking, but it's not for any nefarious purpose. She is kind of just trying to look.
You're telling me she's not the weird lady at the bar just staring at the child?
Oh my god.
She is curious because this is,
Hey kid, you want some free candy? Ah,
The doctor probably just like examine how closely this child looks to Eva, and
Mhm.
try to figure out what aspects of the child aren't Eva's, and then his mind would wonder who would Eva have a kid with.
Oh, God. That is nowhere on Red's radar at the moment. She's just like, did not expect Eva to have a kid. 'Tis curious.
After her hour, she will take a seat next to the spitting image, if you wish. You notice, like, she sees you. She knows you were there. She's not leaving this kid.
That's fair. Unless you ask us to come over, I don't think the doctor would interject.
I mean, now would probably be an opportune time to give her the platinum.
I think you're right. I feel rude.
You feel rude giving money to someone for their performance.
Oh, I feel rude for interrupting her time with her daughter.
Only so much as everybody else has.
Well, I know how precious that can be, so.
Mm, I would not know.
So do you get up and walk over?
After like 5 minutes of debating internally, yes.
Like you can see the doctor, like you can't see
Like,
his
I make
eyes.
sure my mask is hooked back in, so this is not dangling as I walk over. Obviously,
There is
Yeah.
steam coming out of his mask if it was possible. He is working
just-
that hard.
You just see the subtle notions of the beak of the mask just slightly move like 2 inches to the right, 2 inches left, 2 inches right, 2 inches left. After about how much of this were you going to take? Or he's going to wait until he finally makes his own mind. Red.
Okay, I didn't hear part of that either. My connection cut out. Or
Oh,
I
after
think
you
Brandon cut out.
after you see him debating on this for a minute, do you wait or do you would Red get impatient? Like, just get over there.
oh, she's not going to be like angry impatient, but probably something
Okay.
along the lines of
So after
you
about
know, it's
3
not
or 4 minutes, he finally seems to muster the gusto, and Doctor stands up and walks straight towards Eva.
Doctor, good to see you.
Miss Eva, what a lovely performance. I wish to tip you, but I didn't think it'd be appropriate to drop this, and he will hand you 2 platinum coins into your cup.
Well, aren't you quite the moneybags there? And she says it a little bit more quietly than.
The new job's paying well. And who is this?
This is my daughter, Cassandra. Meet my
Colleague.
new acquaintance. He
And-
just goes by Doctor.
Cassandra looks up, and you can see she kind of reaches for your collar, Eva. Like, so she wants to whisper to you,
Mm-hmm.
and then she pulls you down, and as quietly as a kid can whisper, "He looks funny."
Now, darling, we don't judge people on how they look on the outside. But I do agree with you.
I'm sure I hear this.
Oh
yeah. Cass,
The doctor kind of just chuckles at that, honestly.
Cass, would it be alright if we go sit with some new friends for a little bit?
Can I take my food?
Of course, dear.
Okay.
Alright, come on. And I'll bring her over to where Red is.
She like
All right.
does the grab and takes the whole plate she's been working
Mhm.
on and walks over with it. Sets it up first and then gets into the chair.
Miss Red,
hello, dear.
What brings you two to this interesting corner of town?
Well, I just finished being called in for work and was also paid for it. So I decided to treat Miss Red here to a drink tonight for her accompanying me in town and being a guide.
Ooh, look at you being treated.
It's rather nice.
Cassandra, I would like you to meet my other new acquaintance. Her name is Red.
Hi.
Hello, dear. Your mother plays quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Eva leans down to Cassandra. Does she also look funny?
No. Why does it smell like breakfast?
Breakfast.
Like the sweet rolls. You get this point, she's probably referring to the cinnamon scent in the air.
Yep. Well, you'd have to ask her, dear.
Okay. And she like looks down first and then slowly like does that one look up and then slowly like moves her head to look up at you, Red. Do you do you what? Do you have sweet rolls?
No, darling, unfortunately I don't. I just happen to smell like cinnamon.
Oh, that's really cool.
Thank you, I've gotten quite used to it.
Interesting point. You're probably like nose blind to cinnamon at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably.
Absolutely. Yes, she is 100% nose blind to cinnamon.
Ooh, it's me.
Someone's cooking me in there. Okay.
Like anytime you smell cinnamon, you're like, was that me? Did I do that?
Was I just in here?
I would imagine Doctor would have finished his food before, obviously,
Yeah.
approaching, so that way he didn't have to unhook his mask at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you two plan on staying for the night?
Well, yes, I believe our plan was to stay in town. I mean, we don't want another occurrence with a sky shark on our way back to the apothecary.
Fair enough.
Do you
I
know any
assume-
places?
Do what?
Do you know any places?
I mean, besides my own home, just stay here at the taverns. It's the upside of being an entertainer. Performance means free food for her and free board for the both of us.
Well, that seems like a very entertaining way to meet interesting people.
You have no idea.
I probably don't.
All right.
DM,
yes.
given what I sent you,
Uh-huh.
would it be time to re-up?
Yeah, if that much time has passed, yes.
Okay. Then I will gesture to my two new friends and to Cassandra and say, would you mind give me just a moment. Cassie,
Yeah.
do you have any slots left for that?
I think,
You think?
yeah.
Or you know?
Give me a try.
Let's go upstairs, dear, just to be safe.
Okay.
Would you mind coming with us?
Sure.
Sure, we can do that.
And she will lead them upstairs to a room I assume she procured when she got into the tavern.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about your room is the fact that it's
Moving
not
forward with node
actually
positive breast cancer is overwhelming,
attached
but I never just
to
found
the building itself.
Mm-hmm.
There are stairs that lead up, which you're like, where do they go? Because there's not a second floor here. But you notice they lead up, and on almost out through a wall. You get the sense that whatever building was next to this was bought out and then they built into it. So you head up the stairs and go through a wall for the most part, whereas this simple door has been just not super great cut in. You can see there's like nicks of where whoever was doing the cutting wasn't that great at it, but the door's in place at least. So you open it up and it opens up into this decently open area that just has some other various doors and hallways. And again, it's literally the building next to it.
Interesting.
You get the sense that there's probably a reason why the tavern is still a little run down.
Mm-hmm.
Because they bought the second area. Like, we could fix the rickety boards, or we could have people sleep here. People sleep
Fair
here.
enough.
So you lead them through a quick little hallway, and you have a room in the back. It's well sized. It's got a nice king size bed. It's not, lavish by any means, but it's dry, secure, cozy.
I assume not exactly soundproof, though.
I mean, you're not hearing the neighbors next door if they happen to be
Okay.
having too much fun,
Yeah, that's more what I'm... Okay. Eva will let people pass her to get inside and then close the door behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Cassie, would you like to try?
Okay. And you see as she kind of... Let me look up something real quick.
I actually don't know the specifics of recasting this. Like, right as it times out.
I just want to check something real quick. Yeah, okay. So you watch as, in a very childlike manner, there's this big display of hand waves and motions, and then there's words come out of her mouth in common, but it's still difficult to pick up on, which is the way they're laced through her vocal cords. And you watch as this quick like sheen goes over her entire form, and then nothing appears to happen. At least appears. She looks exactly as she did. And she kind of like,
Go.
her hands drop down, and she's like, okay, I'm tired.
I imagine. Magic is no small feat, my dear.
Indeed,
Rest
is
on the
not.
bed. I have
Good enough.
been...
Can I try to
Nice.
figure out what the spell was?
Give me... Yeah, just give me an Arcana check.
Okay. That is a 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I'm not using a tool right now, so therefore the D4 should not apply.
Oh, okay.
Roll 20 added something. It added a +2 to
It
that.
added his tool.
Yeah, his
No.
tool.
Yeah, I have a
I
proficiency.
was making
where
sure it wasn't one of the, like, help dice.
He's
that
such
was...
a tool.
If I make an Arcana check with an Arson tool, I could add a D4 to it, and it's automatic, so I hadn't been able to turn it off.
With a 15, it's definitely somewhere in the School of Illusion.
Okay.
That much you pick up on. But the exact specifics, it still eludes you.
Fair enough. I'm not familiar with it too well. That's cool.
If it was more in line with what you were about, you would have been okay.
Yeah, or one of the 3 schools I know best.
Yeah.
And you watch as Eva does the same thing.
Hers is, of course, much more practiced. It's much more like almost like a quick gesture with one hand and the snap of her fingers.
Mm-hmm. So what spell is that? I have not seen it before.
It's an illusory spell. It is something that I've been trying my best to get Cassandra to learn and commit to memory to keep us safe.
Safe from what? I'm sorry if I'm prying too deeply. But yeah, I'm genuinely curious.
Let me put it to you this way. Cassandra and I are a rare species. And there are plenty of people who would love to have that leverage.
Fair enough.
We disguise ourselves where we go, and nobody knows the wiser. I wish it was not a necessity for her.
I can
I-
understand that.
I've lived with it for so long already. It's kind of just become a second nature to me, but it takes its toll on her.
Well, hopefully
Anyway,
it doesn't affect her too much.
she's a kid. She wants to do kid things. Hard
As
to
they
do
all
when
do.
you're hiding.
Yes. Wouldn't know about the hiding aspect, but I do understand kids being kids.
Don't mean to bring the mood down. My apologies. Do you guys have a room set for the night? You said no, correct?
No, we have
No,
not.
we don't.
Did you plan on staying here, staying somewhere else? I can get you a room.
There's no need for you to get us the room. We'll pay for the room, or I will pay for the room. But as for where we're staying, we have no plans as of yet. I was hoping Miss Red would have an idea, but we hadn't had time to discuss it yet.
Right, we haven't really had time to discuss much of anything.
Well, I would definitely say that this is not going to be the most comfy, and she gestures to this room that she's in.
I lived on a sky ship for about a month. I think I can make do.
Somewhere in a far out distance, you hear Drax's voice. Sky ships are comfy.
But at least here, there's a small measure of your belongings might be safe.
Right.
Or if you want, even better. Well, no, because then you'd have to know the town. And I know Red knows parts of the town. Like, I could direct you to my place, but that might be difficult.
I think it'd be better if you took us to your place and we just didn't barge in on your place. It'd be a little too presumptuous of us, I think. I would feel odd staying in someone else's house when they're not there.
Fair enough. Well, I'll be here for the night, and Cassandra will be as well. So, if you choose to go somewhere else, no hard feelings.
Well, if they have a room or two open, I will. Who do I need to speak with about this?
Oh, just go down to the bar. He'll take care of you.
Okay, and I guess I'll go ahead and have that handled. I'll leave you two here. I'll be back when I have the room procured. Miss Red, I assume you want your own room.
Yes, that would be nice. I'll go with you.
Come back up if you want to chat before you go to sleep. I won't be sleeping for a while, so.
I
All right.
imagine we probably will. And the doctor make his leave out the room and start heading downstairs to the bar.
Okay. You head downstairs to the bar, and behind it, you see this kind of grizzled half orc individual. One of the eyes has like a scar down over it. It's milked over. One of his hands, you see as he puts them on the bar counters, he sees you come, he just kind of puts them down. You can notice there's like he's got a finger missing on one of his hands. Can I help
Doctor,
you?
Doctor, before he says anything, Doctor thinks says, I probably could have mended that finger back onto him before he lost it, but past thoughts. um, yes, I'd like to charter 2 rooms for tonight if you have any available.
Do
2 rooms, one for me and one for this young lady here.
She kind of snickers under her breath when you say young. Continue.
I mean, he actually doesn't know your age, I don't think.
Nope.
all right. Well, it's at this moment, Red, you finally get a good look at the bartender, at the owner
Mhm.
here, and you're like, oh no, I know him.
Great.
And that one good eye just moves over to look at you, kind of squints a bit. Hi, you. And
Yes,
he
it's
points with
me.
his stubby index finger because there's no finger there. It's just a stub. He just points with it.
Do we have a
Don't
problem?
know why I know you.
Does she know why she knows him?
Roll a history check.
Okay.
Been informed I'm cutting out at various times. What's going on with my mic?
I don't know.
Might be new mic time.
Might be.
To everybody out there listening, I'm sorry if I'm cutting out. I promise. I'll put a new mic on the wish list.
That'd be a 21.
21. Oh yeah, you know why you know why you know this person. You, I wouldn't say you worked for them. More like you gracefully assisted in the removal of a couple of rowdy patrons one night, and you tried to barter pay, and they fought with you that you were just doing a good Samaritan job and didn't garner a wage because you weren't on payroll. So essentially, this half orc stiffed you a paycheck.
Oh, wait, let me see what she wants to do. Holy shit. Okay. Does she have? No, I don't think she has any of that yet.
But he eventually lowers his stubby finger. Right. Well, 2 rooms. Say, gold a room.
I will hand him a goldie for each of us.
Takes the 2 gold. He has to like try and grab the second gold like 2 or 3 times as his index finger's gone. It's like, oh, stupid. Grabs it and just kind of throws down 2 keys. There you go. He still just stares at Red, trying to find that memory he can't get a hold of.
Thank you very much, and have a good evening. And the doctor will make his way off to whatever room the keys are go to. Does he tell us a room, or just hands us the keys? Like,
Hands you the keys.
Figure it out.
Yep. As you look at the keys, you can see kind of like stamped into them is like a 3 and a 5.
okay, I would hand Miss Red number 5, and I'll take number 3.
Okay.
Well, let's. It's still early to turn in, so let's go have a chat with Miss Eva and fill her in on what's been going on our end.
We certainly can.
All right.
Or we can strong arm an orc.
She's figuring something out. Leave it to me to make a character with no sleight of hand.
That's okay.
I guess we'll head back to Miss Eva's room, and
All right.
I'll
You head
quietly knock
upstairs.
on the door. Knowing Miss Cassandra is probably asleep. I'll try to knock quietly on her door.
Okay. Eva, there is a knock at your door.
She'll open it and kind of like peek out halfway, realize who it is, and like kind of usher them inside.
We would come in.
Yeah, just. She passed out, so we're gonna try and keep it a little more quiet.
I figured as such, and that's why I decided to knock a little bit quieter. But we have our rooms, and I'm in room number 3, and see if this red is in room number 5.
Alrighty then. So while I've been off,
There,
taking care of a child, have we found any information on the Sky Sharks? Because I noticed that Dractix and Elysia aren't here. Are they?
they're back
Back
at the
at-
apothecary.
Okay.
I came in because I received a call going to work, and that's why I brought this for red.
You mentioned.
Yes, but prior to that, we went to the Ildron family's residence. They seem to be the only one of the 3 major families not affected by these sky sharks, and we found evidence that the sky shark incidents are probably being led into attacking these certain farms.
We stumbled upon a tunnel that runs under a couple of the farms, and there were food for sharks, for lack of a better word.
You notice that the name of the family means nothing to her. Like, she doesn't know these people. She doesn't know which one specifically you're talking about.
I only
She is
met
a
them
city
yesterday.
girl.
I only met them today.
Actually, give me a history check, Eva.
Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that, sir.
I just want to check something. Just want to check something.
17.
You, in passing, have just heard the name, and just usually when you were like doing your morning workarounds, and oh yeah, that's the Ilrim stock. It's gonna be good cattle there. Things like that nature.
Okay, so know the name.
You know the name. That's about it.
Mm.
You
It's
said
it's kind of like in general how like if I could give it a real world thing, it's like oh yeah, that's Texas beef. It's good stuff. It's that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Nice.
You mentioned a tunnel with sky shark food. What do they eat?
Well,
Meat.
right.
Well,
And it was particularly rancid, and
Potentially used to be sentient.
oh,
They
I
eat the
see.
the cut of
Right,
meat called the
yes.
radrion.
Do I still have the bone, actually?
Who has
No,
the femur? Elysia has the femur still, right?
I didn't know I gave it back to her. She gave it to me to look at, didn't she?
Yeah, but that was in the shed, and you didn't pick it up, so she picked it up.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You did not take the bone with you. Sorry, bud.
That's fair enough.
You have no bone to pick here. I said it.
Wah, wah.
I literally went to my character sheet and added a femur bone. Okay,
Oh my
so-
gosh, beautiful.
It was a adult human, a humanoid individual, unable to identify any other details than that, I'm afraid.
I'd been trying not to say those exact words, just in case.
I am saying it as quietly as possible, with the echo of my mask reverberating.
Red's over here stuffing blankets under the door hinges and things like that.
I'm glad somebody is.
In any
So-
case, it does appear that they're being sabotaged.
But only 2 of them?
Yes, and
The third prominent family was trying to scoop up land after the attacks.
they tried to pass off a false Skyshock attack to us when you visited them earlier today, when there was no evidence of such an attack.
No tunnel either.
You can
So
see Eva's wheels are just moving in her brain. And then she comes up with nothing.
Oh no.
I have a theory that the Ildrons might be responsible for these tunnels leading the Sky Sharks in to harm their, we'll say, neighbors' reputation and business, forcing them to consider
Hello.
selling.
Hmm.
And as you know, the other night, me and Miss Eva, me and Miss Red were accosted by one of these Sky Sharks. Well, found out that the attack was nearby one of the holes.
It was.
So, is there like a cattle system under the farms? The only reference she has is the line that brings those containers to and from the city, and that's what she's trying to think of is like just a whole network of them.
A cattle system under the farms? No, the tunnels are where the sky sharks are getting in.
Hmm. Scratches her head for a minute. Are they two different tunnels?
I have not seen them, so I can't say if they are or not. But from what I was told by Miss Red, Elysia, and Drakex, the tunnel appeared to go straight to the edge of the island.
Right, it did
So
go straight to the edge of the island.
they
I
managed
mean,
to explore for roughly an hour before coming up, before it got too dark.
And
that
we did see a hole on each farm, except for the third one.
that would make sense given sky sharks tend to stay outside the island.
Hmm. And that's what the bait was for. To
But that's currently a working theory, and that's the only evidence we have. Is no physical evidence of yet. And I can only imagine what Miss Elysia and Drakex are planning right now. But I don't think we would get much more information unless we investigate them more directly, less talking, just looking around.
Hmm. I'm no, you're totally correct. I see what you're saying. I'm just wondering how the bait is working because they stay outside the island. As far as I know, they have plenty of food out there. I mean, then
Question to the
again, this is
DM:
Mhm.
would I know from my talks with Elysia about Sky Sharks? Would I know how keen of a scent of a smell they have?
I would say with those talks, you would have been able to discern it's pretty sharp.
Hmm. So kind of like some of how sharks are in our world,
Yeah.
where they can smell a drop of blood a mile away, kind of
Weirdly
thing.
enough, yes. It's almost like I was just lazy and just took the straight shark stat block. Not
All right.
lazy, it's efficiency.
it is.
Well,
If it's done right the first time.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right?
fair enough. Well, sky sharks have a very keen sense of smell. They can smell blood and food up to a mile away. I imagine that the set of food we found in that day was found in the tunnel was only one of many. Maybe there's a set point guiding them inland.
The whole thing reeked of rotten meat, and the bait wasn't exactly intact either.
And I imagine eventually the way the system works, it only seems like only a handful of sky sharks would be going in through the tunnels to begin with.
Hmm.
Roughly smaller sized ones. I would take a guess, given how difficult it was for Drakics to maneuver in the tunnels, from what I hear.
Wait, Dracox was in the tunnel?
Apparently,
He was, yes. Drakix and Lizzie and I, all three went down.
He's kind of a large fellow, isn't he?
Miss Elise is not much shorter than he is.
Right. Especially with those arms.
Hmm.
I believe they were scraping across the top of the tunnel at one point.
Oh, I would have loved to see that.
Me too. I was so disappointed I missed out.
I'm sure you're more than happy to have missed out on the other grizzly site, though. She dug through it until she found a femur.
Alicia.
I would have done the same, honestly.
I mean, I'm sure you would have. I give the beatings. I don't dig through the aftermath.
The aftermath is all my business, to be fair.
That's fair.
I have some pretty up close knowledge of what sky sharks can do, so neither one would really surprise me.
Yeah.
The doctor actually will pull out his journal and flip to the page of when him and Lisa had dissected a sky shark.
Okay.
And I will show them my own findings and note taking, as well as a few of the depictions of some of the inner organs that I found. And specifically, the organ we believe is the main mechanism to their flight.
Don't forget, you wrote it in a different language. We both did.
This is true. But
What language might that be? Is this one that
What
Eva
language
knows?
is it?
I am the only one who probably knows this. Is my native tongue, Nosh.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nope.
Yep, nope.
Red,
It is
Eva,
gibberish.
intelligence checks.
You know I have a +0, right?
Yes, yes.
That'd be a 17, my guy.
Nice.
Damn.
Eva, they're very nice, very well made drawings of a complex creature. Red, they're very nice, very complex, well made drawings of a complex creature. But you do kind of see where they're certain groupings of things are set aside, and there's other like gibberish to you notes frantically scrawled.
Once I realize they can't understand it, I would translate the comment for them. What it says. My pardon. This is my native tongue. I am, as I said before, pretty far from home. But this is what it all says in common. And
Red, roll a d100.
Oh no.
Oh no. No. What?
Wait,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
100?
No.
Be the Kool-Aid guy.
That'd be a 64.
64? Okay. Go on.
Oh, Jesus.
Great. Well, explosion of knowledge here. I would, being the doctor, I would be very meticulous in my explanations, I imagine.
Okay.
He's giving a seminar, guys.
Should
Basically.
your
Oh, Lord.
attention spans hold out, you are invited to learn about everything he learned about the sky sharks.
Okay.
The question is, does your attention spans hold out? Honest
Odds,
question.
no. Evens, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
She does.
Okay.
That's
I mean-
a 4.
she'd be
Alright.
interested.
Okay. The big takeaway is here is that it seems the Doctor and Elysia did manage to separate and find the main interesting mixture of natural arcane magic and biological muscle and organ that grants the sky shark its quasi-flight capabilities.
does it look like it can be impacted and affected from the outside? Because that's what Fred's gonna want to know.
With a
He
long
would.
enough blade, or perhaps even like, I don't know what you would hunt them with, like a
Spear,
a
harpoon.
ballista or a
Harpoon.
harpoon gun. You could probably pierce into it, but it's definitely settled quite into the body. It's not like an exterior organ like a kidney or a lung that you can get to real easy.
Our first
Oh.
quest, we must go to the moon to get harpoons.
No, there are no whalers on this moon. Let it go.
Oh.
Am I missing something? I'm
Futurama.
absolutely missing something.
Futurama.
Futurama.
I'll sing the song later if we hit 200 subs or 200 followers.
That's a Patreon video covered up, by the way.
What?
That'll be a Patreon video because it is copyrighted.
Oh yeah, true.
Mhm.
Outside of this, is there anything else you want to discuss before we move into a night's rest?
I probably would actually mention how long the organ can survive outside the body as well, because I'm sure he would have like memorized the time and all that.
Okay.
In case
Learn,
it ever
yes. Memorized? We'll see.
I read my notes constantly. Other than that, I think that is all.
Everybody retires to their rooms, heads into a
Yee.
night's rest. I believe Drakix and Elysia had already closed out their night. If I'm wrong, let me know. We can roleplay that out.
No, we did.
Okay.
After the constellation thing,
That's
we
right.
went to bed.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Eva, if you would give me your check.
Ooh, 14. That is a
Checks.
fail.
That is a fail. Okay. Roll a d4.
Doo, 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 doo. That is a 3.
Okay. Let me check one thing real quick.
And then I also need to give you another d20 based on my notes.
I was going to roll it.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay. I will message you.
Mm-hmm. Copy that.
Red.
Mm.
As slumber takes you and you head into that lovely embrace of sleep, you are welcomed by a familiar feeling of arms outstretched, free falling. As many people do dream that, as you know, that it's a common occurrence. But for you, you've learned how to not hit bottom, essentially. You've learned
Right.
how to have just enough lucid control to where you can continue to fall. Clouds passing you slowly. No ground, no sky. The only notion of up or down is that you are falling. As you do so, you begin to feel a sensation of elements of your past coming to light, enjoying the company of those around you, those who you walked with, those who you traveled with. And you begin to see them as they pop up, passing through the clouds. Your speed slows, and you can see just various individuals just standing and kind of flashes of memories. They just stand there, they turn and look at you. One smiles, another one off to the side to your left raises a glass. Another scene to your other side of you is a quick snippet within a tavern after you're not sure, travel, something like that. There's celebration. There's more moving. You see a scene like a ceremony of sorts, and then you see Eva standing just behind one of these flashes of memories, these dreams. And the dream itself that you saw was a good moment, a joyous moment. And you watch as Eva just seems to outstretch her hand, and the imagery of this is pulled into her palm, and she closes her hand. You watch as her eyes kind of open and flash. The two of you lock eyes for a minute, and there's that kind of oh shit moment, and you wake up.
Huh.
It's dark. You have no idea what time it is. You can go back to sleep, or you can rummage around as you see fit.
Hmm. Hold on, let me roll something. Oh yeah, no, she's going back to bed.
Okay. You get like, God, that was so weird. Why, I don't, whatever. And you just grab blankets and do the hard turnover and just go back to sleep.
You're cutting out again.
Yeah, you are.
Oh my gosh, this
You might
mic,
have to
I
look at your
swear.
gates too.
Yeah,
It sounds like that's what the issue is.
That's okay.
I will check those on break.
It's not that frequent.
I'll just pull the mic closer, sit a little higher, and then I'll check those on break. Well, after a nice rest, all of you arise, and we will open up to the tavern and see what manner of morning business the three of you have. You're able to get your breakfast, get things situated. Eva, you get yourself and your daughter in your morning routine.
The doctor would be the last one down for breakfast. If they walk by his room, they would hear him rummaging around performing his morning ritual.
Okay.
Is there any way that she can get up what feels like would be before whoever it is comes downstairs? Or not comes downstairs, but like goes back behind the bar, or is there somebody always there?
You can get up. You kind of will yourself once you have that second wake up. You're like, I really want to get out of bed right now, and you head downstairs. You can see it's not unmanned. You do see at least one individual just kind of sitting there, lazily slumped to one side, half asleep.
Oof, bro got
Not-
graveyard shift.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not the half work you saw.
Oh, does she recognize this one?
This one you do not, because you were not there late enough.
Okay.
But you can see there's definitely like a mug next to them of some kind of steaming liquid, and their hand is like their fist is in their cheek, leaning over, trying their best to stay awake. Because right now it is nobody here. There's like two people, and they're passed out in their cups.
Okay. And he doesn't look very aware, correct?
Doesn't seem to be.
Mm. And this establishment itself is not specifically connected to the guy from last night.
The half work.
Right.
You do know he's the owner.
Oh, he's the owner.
Yes.
How lovely. Where's the money box?
You don't know. Would you like to look for it?
Oh shit. Yes.
Okay. You head downstairs
Uh-huh.
and you start
We
to
be
go.
sneaking.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okay. She sucks at this, so it's gonna be horrible. All right. Oh, hey, that's decent. 17.
17. Yeah, does not notice you at all. You actually start hearing this very, very faintest sound of snoring.
Oh, cute.
So you head downstairs, you get behind the bar.
Uh-huh.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. All right. An
Wow.
18?
All right.
What?
Okay. 18?
18. Okay. You like, okay. If I owned a bar and I have a brain, where would I put it? So you don't go behind the counter. You turn around. You go to
Oh.
where the big barrels are for the ale. And you go through the bottom cover, start looking, and then you pull on one, it doesn't move.
And it's likely
Seems
that
to
it's in
be-
there.
Seems to be some kind of. It's the only cupboard door on the bottom that did not open when you pulled it. There was resistance.
Can she figure out how to open it quietly?
I would say, give me. Let me think here. You're not proficient with these tools, are you?
Oh, that would be a negatory, Chief.
Okay, just give me an intelligence check.
Oh, dang it.
Come on, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Oh, that's only a 12.
Well, you're looking like, I could probably figure this out with time. It's you pull and pull and pull. It nothing happens.
Ah. Did it look like either one of my companions may have been proficient in that sort of thing?
I mean, the doctor looks pretty shafty. He did just help murder a man.
I mean, okay, cool.
I
He's,
didn't
he's
murder.
shifty.
Yep.
He's quite shafty.
Didn't murder the man. I helped hide the body. There's a difference.
Whatever.
There's a different charge for that.
Yeah, but she also knows he does his little morning thing and by
Yeah.
himself. She's not gonna go bug him.
So as you fiddle with it and you get a little frustrated, you stand up and you take a step away, and as you step away, your right foot, which is closest to where this door was, where the tankards are, you hear a click. as
Oh,
your
really?
Foot has depressed into something,
Oh,
but you haven't picked your foot back up yet.
can I look and see what happened?
You look down and you can see there's this little piece of board that was a little off colored, and your foot has pressed down into it and is currently holding it down. It's holding it depressed.
Okay. Can she figure out what it does?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, God. 16?
16?
Yeah. I'm rolling really well
This-
tonight.
This is probably a trap.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
hold on. What
Hello,
does she have?
consequences for my actions.
Somewhere across the lands, Elysia's getting up, stretching. It's like, God, it feels like consequences in the morning. Don't know why.
Ah, it's a good day.
Okay, cool. Can she take one of her daggers out and wedge it to where it stays depressed?
Make a dexterity check.
Oh, hell. Okay.
You're not
alright.
proficient in these tools, so you don't get your proficiency bonus.
Oh, that's an 11.
11? You're like, okay, I got this. And you go to stab, and you just miss entirely. You're like, okay, you pull it back. Okay, I get slower, and you slowly push it into there, and then you start to twist the dagger to try and get it in there, but you don't move your foot fast enough, so you kind of nick your pinky
fine.
toe,
Uh-huh.
and then you're like, oh, and it causes you to reflex, and you move your foot, and it click,
Oh.
and then you notice out of the corner of your eye, just a quick little shift of movement as that little door has opened now.
There's a door open.
The one you were struggling with.
Oh, cute. Lovely. Okay, cool. Is it further trapped?
It's slightly open.
She's gonna fucking open it. Like, that's just how she is.
You open it, and in the middle is this closed, like, steel or iron chest. Very small, maybe like, 8 inches across, 4 inches tall.
Uh-huh. 8 inches across and 4 inches tall.
Mhm.
Is it locked?
There is a lock on it.
Oh, damn it. Everybody still asleep?
As far as you know.
Cool, she's taking it and going outside and hiding it somewhere.
Oh my god, okay. roll,
Damn. Okay.
As you step outside,
She's
how are you
obviously
hiding this
covering
thing?
it, like,
Okay.
She's
What-
absolutely
Give me something to
covering
work
it.
with here. What do you...
Okay.
You
So-
can't just stuff it in your bra, dear.
I know, but she's got a backpack.
Okay, you throw it in your
And she's-
backpack.
Right, and she's going to kind of like wedge it in there and make sure that it doesn't jostle. Because she's got like hempen rope that she can wedge next to it.
Okay.
And,
As you
rations and
step outside,
Mm-hmm.
you look around. Okay, it's
Mhm.
clear.
Uh-huh.
And then you hear a voice.
Oh, shit.
Red?
Do I recognize the voice?
Instantly. This is your jittery friend from the other night. Last night, actually.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's my jittery friend from last night. Okay, cool.
Yes. This
I'm gonna
is
walk over to him.
Villas. Hey, and you can see his eyes are bloodshot. He looks exhausted. Hey,
Mhm.
have you seen Rad? Have seen Radion?
No, I haven't seen him. I am keeping my eyes peeled. Just if I see him at all, I will let you know.
Thanks.
If
yeah,
I see him,
this
I will send him your direction.
this
Okay.
isn't like him. Kind of worried.
Is there anything, any clues that I can go off of to help you?
No, he said he had a big job. He had a big job coming up, and he was gonna take it, and it was gonna land us a lot of gold. He'd be set for months.
Okay. Well, without anything further, I don't know how much I can do to help you out.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay.
I would go ahead and scour the city one more time. Maybe ask in a few different places if they've seen him.
Yeah, I think you told me where a job was gonna be at. I'm gonna check that place out.
I would do that. Where is that exactly?
It was behind some. It was weird, behind like a graveyard or a something like cemetery, something with not dead people. I think it was weird.
Oh, okay.
Really weird job.
I would certainly be cautious, but I would check it out. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And he's definitely like jittery, shaking a bit. Make an insight check.
Ooh, okay. That's a dirty 20, my guy.
He is definitely strung out on some substances, as you would say.
Got it. Okay. Maybe sober up a bit first, though. You got to keep your mind sharp, right?
What? Yeah, sharp, good, sharp. Yep. I'm gonna go.
Right. You.
And he
Be
just
careful.
skitters off.
Okay, she's heading in the opposite direction
Okay.
to find a place where she can take this crowbar and get this thing open and get rid
Oh
of the
my
lock.
god. Okay. For the sake of brevity here, it takes you some time, but eventually you are able to pry it off and you crack it open. Let's see what we got here. I'll roll this. This. Let's see here. There's gold pieces. There's copper, silver, gold, platinum. There we go.
Uh-huh.
All right, 3 platinum.
Okay.
Next up from that was gold, which is this dice. 1 gold. 2 silver, 8 copper.
Okay.
seeing as how empty it is, you get the sense there was probably doesn't
Another
keep a
one.
lot in there. Well, probably doesn't keep a lot in there overnight.
Okay. That's fair. Is it more than enough to compensate for the job he never paid me for?
For you,
Or
yeah.
does he still... Okay, for me. Cool. She's fine then.
Okay.
She's ditching the box somewhere and going back.
You just leave the box. Jesus.
Yep. She's leaving the
Okay.
box where it was. Yes.
Okay.
No evidence on her. Come on.
You head back inside. At this point, as long as it's taken, Eva, Cassandra, and the doctor are downstairs enjoying breakfast.
She's gonna join them as quietly as possible. Just kind of like slide into a chair.
Okay.
Good morning.
DM,
Yes.
would you kindly check your DM for me?
Oh. Nope.
Copy that.
My bad.
Nope, all good. That was totally worth watching that play out. So. Good morning. You seem to be up early.
Something woke me in the middle of the night and it unsettled me a bit, but no matter. I just was up early.
Nothing like a morning stroll to clear your head.
I saw someone I knew outside too. It was rather unusual.
You just
seem
have
to know a
friends
lot of
all
people around
over the
here.
city. Yeah.
I'm quite popular, I think. Little tongue in cheek from her. You can tell her smile is a bit facetious.
Was it the same individual from yesterday you told me about?
It was actually same man looking for the same person.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
I hope he stays safe looking for that person.
I do too. I told him he needs to try and be safe. Unfortunate, really.
So what's the plan for today then?
Well, I think we should probably head back to the apothecary, or at least me and Miss Red will.
Right.
No telling what Dragix and Miss Elysia are up to.
Certainly.
About
what
this
I've s-
time. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
From what I've seen of Miss Elysia, it probably has something to do with plants.
Likely.
Very likely.
About this time, Red, your spidey sense starts going off,
Mm.
and you just have this feeling of dread imposing upon you
Okay.
as you suddenly hear the front door of the bar just kind of forcefully swing open.
Mm-hmm.
Does this catch everybody's attention?
Probably yes.
You look over,
If
you
it's
can
loud enough.
it's pretty there's no silence here. There is a heavily armed individual wearing various colors of blues with some white trim. I would say Red and Eva, you immediately identify this as the Cerulean Guard. And they just walk in with them. They walk over to, it seems to be like a section of the wall that just has various ripped or torn parchments on it. And he just holds up a piece of paper to it, grabs a nail, and walks away.
Mm.
That piques my curiosity. I would go check it out.
Red sits at the table.
Reminder, DM. Cerulean Guard is from the castle?
From the castle. It's not because there are two definitive forces here. There is the
Right.
castle guard, then there is the island guard that handles other things.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I had my colors right.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you grab it from the wall?
Depending on what it says, I probably will.
It says, by declaration of the king, handed down from the Sky Guard, Amos Habron, it has been ordered all citizens who see fit to handle the task, any who wish to lay claim to a solution of the current horrendous attacks of various sky shark creatures within a Sirwinch field will be paid a hefty sum of 30 gold a shark fin and 100 gold upon rooting out the cause of this.
Hmm.
He would definitely be taking that.
you see another one. You see there's like another person there who kind of comes up. You can see he's got like some leather armor, a short sword, like a shield. Also, like the two of you both walk over at the same time and begin reading it. Do you snatch it?
I will snatch it.
Okay, you snatch it. And he's like, oh.
I've already been dealing with this, sir, so I will be taking this.
He
Roll
just,
an intimidation
just-
check?
Right?
he just walks off defeated.
Oh.
Because he takes one look at the doctor and this weird get up. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll something real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks at you. Never seen one of you without wings.
Oh.
And he just leaves.
Can I? Let's see. What can I do to retaliate for that? Ooh. Can I cast precipitation on him and cause him to smell like rotting meat for the next hour?
Red likes you.
Absolutely. Let me check something real quick. What's the components of that?
Components. It's verbal somatic.
Verbal somatic? Okay. So
Mhm.
you, Red, you watch as a spell is cast.
Mhm. That
And
spell
then-
works very well.
This scent just begins to overtake that table in particular. They just like start, what the, and his friends leave the table. He gets up and runs out.
I would walk by the table on the way back to my own table and say, "It seems you don't have the stomach for this job."
Red is cackling. Like full cackle.
I would come back and sit down.
All right.
And if need be, I will cast another precipitation so the smell does not linger over to us.
It's centralized on him, so as soon as he leaves, it clears out. You can hear some of his friends talk like, "God, I never really think he has to shit his pants." Oh.
As they're leaving, she will also make it appear as though he has shat his pants.
This poor dude has done nothing wrong and is
Do
being
not put the
bullied by
doctor-
strangers.
Do not put the doctor and Red in the same mischievous quarters, I'm telling you.
He insulted me. I do not take insults.
Well
lightly.
enough. It's definitely, you can definitely hear laughter outside, and I'm like, "Shut up! No, I didn't."
Your pants say otherwise, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty. This poor man was just trying to get a job.
I mean, don't be rude.
Don't be rude.
Good lord.
I love it. Oh man. The doctor plus Red equals chaos. Let's continue. Hmm.
All right.
Eva
After
just
all-
stares at the two of them as the doctor comes back. Did wait a minute, did you? Never mind, I don't want to know.
No, you don't.
Simply, you just put a man who's being rude to me in his place.
All right.
No, I've never seen the doctor go off on someone or do something to someone that didn't already deserve it, so You
Also,
know.
not that kind of doctor.
I mean, true enough.
And what was this over?
Well, he was being rather racist and claimed that I was a Kenku, basically, saying he'd never seen one of us without wings. And
No, no, that
Oh,
thing that you went up there for.
oh yes. Well, this is a job that we've already been pretty much working on to do with the Sky Sharks specifically. It
Mhm.
seems the Royal Guard has put up a bounty.
Lovely. I love to connect some money for this.
You say
Thir-
bounty, and you see Eva start to visibly panic.
30 gold per fin, 100 gold for solving the issue.
And then relax.
Hmm. So we all see Eva start to panic, correct?
A little bit. You can definitely see it in her eyes.
Hmm.
Jot
Red
this
is
down for later. Given the
yeah. Oh,
information
right.
last night.
Red is keeping that to herself for just a moment.
We're also in public. It's not best to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing as we were already dealing with this matter, I figured might as well have this for reference later.
Eva gives a big sigh and turns to Cassandra. Well, darling, I will leave it up to you. Would you like me to stay with you a little while longer? If I leave, we might have a little more money and Mum can get you something maybe for your birthday.
You
If
see her
I s-
eyes just light up.
But if I stay, that's more time for us together, so I'll leave it up to you.
Can I, if you go, can I stay at Eli and Emma's? And you know that's the very jovial, very understanding to your situation, halfling family that's been watching over Cassandra.
At the mention of Emma, you kind of see the doctor flinch. Just slightly.
I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't stay with them. You've been with them already.
Okay.
You know you have to be on your best behavior,
Uh-huh,
and you have to keep your spell up.
I know.
Okay. If I come back, what do you want?
Um, I want a dog.
Do I even know how much a dog costs, or if there are dogs on this island?
You know it's definitely a child's dream. Usually pets are reserved for those of higher status.
How much would a dog cost?
Uh,
Roughly?
roughly, probably about, depending on the breed, things like that, anywhere from 25 to 500 gold.
She kind of just gives Cassandra a nod. Uh, no promises. That's definitely a big one. But we might get lucky, and we might get you a dog.
Okay.
No promises.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I imagine we would escort Miss Cassandra to the neighbors. Don't want a child roaming the streets.
Yeah, all of you.
Oh, she will never leave this child by herself.
Oh yeah, all of you walk, and you head to a bit closer to the city proper. You begin to get more buildings of stone, less lumber, a little better paved streets, and you come to a nice home where the door's a bit smaller than most other doors. And after a quick knock and conversation, you meet the halfling family, Eli and Emma, and they are happy and understanding to your situation to take in Cassandra for as long as in the words of sweet
3,
Emma,
6,
she just looks at you.
7.
As much as you need, sweetie.
I am going to also just give them about 9 gold. I'm expecting it maybe like 3 days, maybe.
Okay.
Just so that it can cover anything that comes up for her.
They just had this almost like taken aback look, which you're used to at this point. Oh, well, I mean, very generous. Thank you.
No, thank you. You are doing me the best service.
The doctor at the very end of this will probably interject with, and if you need any medical services, since you are a good friend of Eva doing her service, any medical needs you have, please do not hesitate to ask. It is free of charge.
Okay, what is their reaction to him?
The husband is just a little more curious than worried.
Mhm.
The wife is like, okay. It's just doing her best to put her sweet face forward. Thanks. Y'all have a good trip.
Thank you,
And
and sorry again.
it's fine.
That lady wants nothing to do with him.
They quickly get Cassandra inside and the door closes.
Perfectly normal.
Rudd's just standing at the back, chuckling.
All right, well, that's taken care of. She's in good hands, and I am yours for a few days. Where to?
All right.
I guess
We
to the
should-
train yard.
Right, back to the apothecary it is.
All right. For the sake of quickness here, all of you charter a quick weave rail back to the drop-off point. You walk the distance to the apothecary. About this time, it's probably, I'd say, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. All of you got pretty early, actually. Elysia, as your morning comes to a head, I would imagine you begin with your usual daily practice in your garden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you head out, you can notice Dracax is just kind of awkwardly, like a sense of awkward comfort, helped himself to a little bit of like food in the morning.
That's fine. She just walks right past and goes into her garden.
All right. If there's
And
any,
she sets down kind of right in the middle of it because there's probably like a point where there's like kind of just a circle where like if she sat down you'd probably have to like look around to find her where her plants are kind of like touching her but not like overtaking her and
Okay.
everything. And she sits down and begins to pray.
son of a gun, stay on the table. Oof. Okay. As you begin to put your mind into that kind of that prayer kind of stasis, hitting
Mhm.
that deep meditation, truly doing your best to reach outward to the wild mother.
Mhm.
There's this moment where you can feel inside your mind she reaches back.
Holy shit.
And you are temporarily pulled from your body. You find yourself walking on black, cracked, and scarred ground. The scene surrounding you is nothing but just a horribly scorched and burned land. You look up to find the sun. There isn't one, just clouds of gray, constantly storming. And then you're snapped back.
Yeah, the minute that she feels like she's back in her body, she's gonna open up her eyes and kind of breathe heavy because that's never happened before.
Real quick, would you please give me just a general insight roll? Please.
Sure can. That's an 11.
Okay.
Yeah, Elysia has no clue what has just happened, what she just saw, like, ultimately, like that. And kind of worried.
I'll say to unfortunately add more worry to your character's mind.
Hmm.
With an 11,
Yeah.
I'll let you decide what worries her more.
Hmm.
What she saw or the fact it felt familiar.
The fact it felt familiar.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's a little bit more worrisome. um, see. Elysia would automatically get up, kind of just on a mission, storm into the house, like not even paying attention, walk past Drakex, go straight into the study, not even shutting the door, and just start looking through all her journals that she has kept through the years to hopefully maybe see if she can find, like, maybe at some point she wrote about this place or something like that.
Okay. As you
And she's
walk
like just
past him,
tossing the
yeah,
books.
you hear this gentle knock on the frame of the doorway. Hey, you okay?
Yeah, the door's
I'm not a
yeah,
good
yeah.
voice impersonator, by the way. I'm sorry, Drakix.
Yeah, no, the door is not shut, and she's just like throwing these books, like kind of opening
So
them and
he looks
flipping
in and
them.
she just sees you like doing like the frantic look of knowledge.
Yes, and she's not even really paying attention to Drakex. She's just like frantically breathing and then going through these books. And she was like, okay, this journal, this age. And she's like, just, no, fuck it. No, it doesn't say that. No, no, what, no, burnt ground. No, it doesn't. As
You scour through your journals and you find no recollection of what you saw.
considering she does know one thing. One of the journals, she has kept an empty journal, labeled them kind of by years from the minute like she was old enough to write to now.
Mhm.
There is one journal that is empty. She grabs for it and looks at it and it's empty. And she doesn't throw that one.
Okay.
And she tries to picture what she saw again, hoping maybe there's a memory somewhere that she can grasp at. Like a thread on a sweater that she could just pull or something like that.
You try to remember the scene you saw, but the details are already muddied.
Elysia grabs the one she has now and she starts writing as much as she can remember.
I will say you remember it was scorched ground and it was dark.
Mhm. Okay. And Elysia, after writing this, just kind of sits there in the office, which Drakex can see.
Yeah, he's just been standing there watching, like just
Yeah.
kindly every once in a while, like, like alternating between like clearing his throat and tapping on the door frame before eventually he's like, Elysia?
Scorched earth and dark. Why do I remember that?
Hello?
Elysia gets up and turns around. Drakix! Oh god! As she like runs out and
He-
slams the door
He
shut.
puts up his giant dragonborn claw. Hi. Whoa, wait. I wasn't peering.
Oh, I trying to find something.
What are you looking
Yeah.
for?
A memory? I think.
Hmm.
I was in my garden. Something happened that's never happened before.
Well, what happened?
The, the, the deity that I worship sh- showed me something, and I don't know why, but I remember it, but I don't remember it. Does that make any sense?
I mean, kinda, yeah. I don't remember a lot of my dreams.
No, I don't think this was a dream. The wild, the wild mother, any kind of deity would not just show you a dream, would they?
Give me a second here. It's cocked. There we go. I mean, you always hear about those tales and legends that, you know, I received a dream or I was given a vision. Maybe it was. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying sometimes a dream's a dream.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Those dreams and visions usually, if they're not fake, you know, they lead to something, right?
I mean, typically, yeah, if you're really sure it's from who you pray to.
The wild mother. See, that's the thing. She's never reached out to me before. This is the first time.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. I mean, I never really even thought she heard me, honestly. Better's out there than me, but I don't know.
Well,
After finding that missing star and this kind of worried.
yeah. Tea?
He might help. I gotta go in town, get food. I don't know if everybody's coming back, but I gotta get food as she like is touching her forehead and her hands kind of shaking and her nerves are just shot.
I would have, if I'm trying to encapsulate Dracax, probably, he would probably definitely like put his hand on your shoulder. Let's get some tea. Let's give it till lunch. If they haven't shown up, we'll go into town.
Okay. Okay, so that sounds good. Um, I have fruit at least.
Perfect. I don't get a lot of that on the sky ships. Don't keep well. It's weird.
No, not really. It makes perfect sense.
He will head downstairs.
The kitchen's upstairs.
He gets halfway down the stairs. Wait a minute. Turns around. Goes back upstairs.
Elysia kind of chuckles at that. Like,
I need to wake up. But I will say, there is where we'll take our break real quick. When we come back,
Ooh.
the party will reconvene. And I can't wait to see what unfolds. We'll make this about 10 minutes. Sound good, everybody?
Alrighty.
All right. We're going to take a 10-minute break, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out. And I look forward to seeing how the second half of the session goes. Back. Hello, everyone. Thank you for hanging out during our break. No, I went and got me some snacks and a water. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I have Pop-Tarts as a snack. Who else will reveal their snack?
No snack here, just sweet tea.
I had stuffed crescent rolls that I made. Cream cheese, jalapenos, and bacon bits.
I actually had red beans and rice from Popeyes.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Red beans and rice did miss her. Tasha, did you snack on lunch? Did you snack on break?
First of all, stop ruining sweets.
Second of all,
Right.
it's not lunch.
Josh.
I just have some French fries I'm snacking on.
Nice. All right. When we left off, our one part of the party had some interesting shenanigans out at the Gundy's Gulps. If you want to catch up what that was, feel free to check this out when this goes live on our VOD. And then the other part had an interesting dream, we will say, a daydream during their morning prayer. Once the good doctor, Miss Eva, and Miss Red had secured safe nannyship for Cassandra, they made their way back to the Surwich Fields, back to the apothecary, just shy of, let's say at this point, probably just right around lunchtime, actually. Right around noon. So, Elysia, as you are starting to really think about what you need, getting your list together, getting ready, Dragax is kind of getting his stuff ready and get together. You head to the door, begin doing the unlocking process, grab the handle. As your door into your apothecary from where you're at, a push or a pull.
It's a pull.
So you go to pull the door, and it comes a bit quicker than what you would imagine, as the doctor was on the other side and was just about and pushed the door open the same time you pulled it open. So immediately, two of you are face to face.
Key in hand.
Yeah, immediately, no, 100%. This is how I see it. Elysia is not even thinking about it, walking out and gets poked by the beak. So, like, in the
Door
chest,
opens and
like,
just
in the
Dang.
chest.
I-
In the chest.
The doctor just kind of stumbles back a little bit and shakes his
So
head. like,
does
you know.
so does Elysia. She's like, what was that? Birds flying at the door again?
and
Well,
then
Then she sees the doctor. She's like,
not exactly.
oh, you
Mm.
guys.
the second time you've been mistaken for a bird today.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I do to this one?
Oh, sorry. We were heading out to get food. I usually don't run out this quickly. Oh, I see. Eva's with you. As she kind of waves. Glad you guys stayed. You weren't attacked in the city, were you?
Of course not.
Okay, okay. all right.
Did, however, produce the flyer that was hung up in the bar we were in. I
Oh.
did acquire this, and appears the royal king himself had declared a bounty on the sky sharks. And a
Oh.
reward 30 gold per fin and 100 gold for permanently resolving the issue.
That's nice, I guess. I don't know if that's nice or not.
Well, I figured we were already doing this, so why not get compensated for it?
Yeah, money. Um, but yeah, you guys can come in. Me and Trackix, we're heading into town to get food. If you guys are tired from your travels, you can stay here, or you can go with us, or it's up to you guys.
Doctor just kind of looked at the rest of the group like, I have no idea.
I mean, I could go by myself. I rarely go, but sometimes I have to.
Let's all go. There might be something there I want to get.
No, so we're getting meals for everybody, so might as well all of us go.
Okay.
I don't want to leave the doctor to pick out my food because knowing him, it's just
Yep.
going to be something entirely random.
It would be delicious. I promise you that.
Well, I do know I have a lot of fruits and vegetables, so if you guys need more, you can get some. But as the doctor, some of you have seen my garden's pretty fully stocked. But yeah, I guess we will go then. As she like holds walks out and waits for Drax to come out and locks the door. And do we need to take the cart possibly, or I,
It'll make
Are
lugging
you-
the groceries back easier.
yeah, I didn't know if
Yeah.
it's not my cart, so
Strakix's cart. Do we need the cart, Strakix? Do you want to bring it?
If we're gonna have enough stuff, I could pull it.
okay.
No, you have a horse. That's right.
Yeah, I was like, he has a horse.
we-
I was
if-
like, we're just
if-
gonna leave the horse here.
If we're getting that much stuff, yeah, we can bring it.
Well, I don't know how much we'll be getting. Um, I don't mind to carry what I can and everything. I just also know a lot of stuff has been happening as of late and pretty popular recently. We have a good place to put it there just in case. So I can carry it as she just walks towards the town. She just still flustered from this morning.
Would we be able to tell if there's something else on her mind or no?
Are you trying to discern that, or are you just asking?
Oh, I'm asking purely for my passive sake. I have a 15 in all three, so I was wondering if my passive would pick it up.
I would say she normally seems pretty kind of a hermit or a shut-in, so going into town might be a big deal. But there could be more there.
Okay.
But you also know this could be a big deal for her. This could be a very
Yeah,
quite a
then
strong.
I won't pry until I notice something more significant.
So Dracax will get the horse reattached to the simple small cart. It's barely large enough to I think maybe he could sit in it and that would be it. But it is an extra way for you to carry more groceries, more food, more things like that. So he will get it ready and follows Elysia. Elysia, are you going to the city proper or are you going to the nearest general store?
The nearest general store.
All right. So you actually head in a southward direction. Probably a decent, I'd say, 30, 45-minute walk. After about 15, 20 minutes, you do come up to a worn path. And you can follow that to a small gathering of buildings, one of them much larger than the rest. Looks like it should be a two-story building or a barn. The other one seems to be just a simple, looks like either be a a short stop in, or maybe just a place to get a drink, maybe some kind of food. And the other one is just unmarked. But it's just like 3 buildings. You head up, and Eva, you know that, or excuse me, Elysia, you know this. What a ease. Elysia, you know this building well. The rest of you see the sign out front. It says, Thistle do nicely.
All right.
And then below it just says like general store.
Sorry,
Uh,
that caught me off guard.
So this is a
Yeah.
general store, not like grocery general store.
It is a general of most general stores. You head inside, and there's just things like wheat, barley, rice. There are like leather straps for securing horses to carts. There is one like cart wheel off to the side. Just all manner of anything you would need on a ranch stead. There's shovels, pickaxes, empty feed bags, full feed bags. And then, of course, there's also some fresh produces, probably from anybody who, like Elysia, grows their own things and then realize they don't need all of it, so they try and sell it off real quick so it doesn't go bad.
Are there any like vials I can probably purchase?
Empty or full?
Depends what's in them. But I'm looking for like mostly empty, but if they have stuff in them, I'm probably gonna be curious to look.
What you do come across is a couple of vials are just kind of labeled like, it just says something like, joint pain and, headache. Very simple one-word descriptions. You imagine it's probably someone around here probably is a very, very basic herbalist or someone of the medicine field. Again, super low tier stuff.
Mhm.
But if you want to investigate further, you're welcome to. But that's it. They're literally just there's little jars, and it just says like in 1 or 2 word descriptions.
Yeah, then I'll just be grabbing empty vials if they have any.
There's a few. Yeah, you kind of look around a bit, and you can see there's kind of mixed in with what looks to be like homemade like wooden cups or plates. There's like other glass vials, fine things like that. Not a lot. I'd say you probably get a total of 4.
It's more than I need. Whatever, however much they'll run me, I'll pay it.
It'd be like a copper.
Easily done.
Elysia realizing she's got more people to feed than usual is just like as she looks at things to make like bread and maybe some would they have like eggs here and
They would, yes.
okay, so she's just grabbing like what they would not have meat here, would they?
Here, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So
They have
yeah,
dried meats, but nothing fresh.
okay. She grabs a couple, things of dried meat, lasts a little bit longer, good snack. She probably snacks on while making her potions and everything.
How many days worth of food are you looking to get?
I don't know how long everybody's staying. God, maybe about 3 to 4 days, maybe.
Okay.
Just
3 days worth will put you at, for this level of food, 3 days worth will put you at 45 silver. That's everybody. That's every member of the party will be able to eat.
okay, and I have no, because all I got is gold. I have no clue how to fucking wait.
Spend 5 gold and then add
Yep.
5 copper.
Okay. So yeah.
Essentially, yeah, you put down 5 gold. I'm like, hang on a minute here, and takes a moment, and sets down 5 copper and slides it back to you.
All right. Okay, and then she takes all the stuff to the cart and puts it in there.
Drakax Drakax helps you kind of. Yeah, give. And he just takes it from you. He
Okay.
sets it in the cart, nice and neat, stacks it, make sure to put the eggs, on top so they're safe. He doesn't squish the bread.
The bread making stuff. Jesus Christ. Put those in the same bag. Put them in the front of the cart where they won't get set on. No.
Yeah, of course, front of the cart. That's what totally what I was
Yeah.
gonna do. As you see him move
Yeah.
it from the back of the cart where he was
Don't
gonna
put it-
place
don't
it to the
actually-
front.
No, do not actually put it to the front. Okay. No. Okay. So we don't have a lot of meat there. So we're gonna have to go someplace else for the meat. Uh yeah. I don't know particularly what everybody likes meat wise, so I guess we'll just head to the butcher and you guys can pick out what you want. Or
I guess that will work.
yeah, I mean normally whenever it's me, I just kind of I got the forest behind the house, so but that's a lot of hunting. Okay, as I head to a butcher.
Okay. You would know that the single unmarked building that was there,
Mhm.
that is the fresh butcher. Like he
Yeah.
buys directly from the 3 families here.
All right. Head in there.
All right. And again, there's no name. There's there's nothing here that denotes even what it is, aside from a simple, quickly hand painted like depiction of a butcher's cleaver, and that's it. You head inside, and there is just probably about 10 feet of like waiting room, then a counter, and you just see this kind of burly human individual, pretty tall and stout, probably like a good 6'5", and just a lot of upper body beef. And you just see he has this one giant cleaver in his hand. He just, Whoom!
So you're saying he's beef, so I can buy him. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, you get the right price, sure.
I mean, the doctor hasn't paid rent yet, so.
He slides this hind quarter he was just manhandling by himself. Good morning.
What?
Good morning.
Okay, you cut out.
Yeah.
God
Good.
damn this, Mike.
Good.
Bought a new one.
Good morning. I mean, we're here to purchase some meat, obviously.
Right.
Hear a lot of good things about this place. I mean,
That's good.
uh, I what are you? What? She's just stumbling over her words and just like rubbing her hands together.
The doctor is perusing some of the meat selection.
What you see here, there's not a ton of meat on display, given probably the nature of that. It's kind of in the middle of not really nowhere, but not a lot of people come through, except for probably those that live here. You imagine he's probably here by just sheer necessity, because after you raise the animal and feed it and do all the work, you don't want to do the tail end. So you imagine he's probably the only true butcher in this area, and he services the 3 main families whenever they want meat.
Must make some good money then out of it.
But you do see a simple, quick variety of cattle, goat, and some chicken.
What What do you have that's fresh?
Well, this cattle came in the dawn along with those 2 goats, but one goat's going to the ill rooms.
Oh, that's fine. I just need maybe like not a lot. I can take a little bit of the beef and the chicken and a little bit of the goat that's not, if that's okay.
Sure. How much beef?
I I I I don't know. Um,
He kind of like starts looking over everybody that's here. He just
uh,
grabs his cleaver. Wrong.
Elysia does not jump. She doesn't jump.
And he cuts off a decent section of hindquarter. Probably looks like it's pretty good for about 2 or 3 meals, given your party size. And then just slides it forward.
How much do I? And she keeps getting quieter. How much do I owe you?
That's a very good question. I'm gonna put this up to, yeah. He's gonna just say 2 gold.
Elysia's reaching in and pulls out 2 gold, and very hand is shaking like crazy.
He just takes it from you, reaches under the counter. You hear a ching chong. And then he just reaches over and grabs 2 chickens that have been already dressed, ready to go, off of a string and hands them over. Just holds them like eye level with you, Elysia.
She takes them.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. And she just takes the stuff and rushes out.
He turns, looks at the doctor.
If he can see a smile on a doctor, he might see one. He gave us beef and chicken. The doctor would probably ask, how much for a few hunks of goat?
How much do you want?
Enough to make a big stew.
Big stew. 5 silver.
I will hand him the 5 silver.
And he turns around and just lays like a half of a lamb on the right in front of you on the counter. Just, "Woo-doo."
Okay.
And he just takes the cleaver and just goes leg, rib, chuck, and points at 3 different parts.
One leg, some of the rib, and most of the chuck.
Wagong! And he cuts off like pretty much whatever you were asking for. He divides that into thirds. And then as he reaches over, he grabs this like thick brown parchment, just stuffs it inside of there and does his best to close it before he just gives up and uses twine to keep it shut and slides it over to you.
I will pick it up. How heavy is this for me?
Eh,
I have a negative to strength.
you can make it.
Okay. I
You
will
got this.
take. I have with my strength score of 8. I will take it to the cart.
Your arms are trembling. Red Eva, you see as a doctor kind of like grabs it, and his mask is shaking, the hat's jittering.
Oh,
Oh no.
Don't look at me, darling.
I left my doctor bag on the cart for note.
You get about 2 steps away and you stop. He's like, come on, I can do this. And you take your last 2 steps and just boom, drop it down, and this thankfully the last bit of empty space left on the cart. The little glasses, lenses in your mask are fogged over a bit.
I let them stay fog for a moment and just kind of like grab the biceps of my arms, just like rubbing them.
Yeah. At this point, Drakex walks over and like massages one of your arms. Oh, you did great. Come on. That was great.
Not exactly what I'm built for.
is there anything else guys need?
Doc
Oh,
moves over the cart.
a detail I completely missed. It would have been Elysia that caught this. Elysia,
Mm-hmm.
as you had in a hurry grabbed the things and walked outside, you saw something but it didn't register. By the time you get outside, set everything back into the car, and have a moment to collect yourself, you realize you noticed something inside that butcher shop. Something extremely recently familiar. There was
Elysia goes back in.
probably about a quarter of a shark carcass.
Yeah,
Kind of
Elysia
off
goes
in the
back in to
side.
look at it. Did she? Did you catch that shark your yourself, or was that brought into you?
And you see as his giant features and face kind of turns and looks at the carcass and slowly turns back and just eyes you down, Elysia. No. Ilrum brought. Killed last night.
Shark steaks are quite good. You'll be selling a lot of those soon.
You want some?
Not this time. Maybe, maybe soon. I've had say I had some quite recently.
He turns to Red. You?
No, I'm good, thank you.
He turns to Eva. You?
I'm actually looking at spell components, so just give me a second. Because I think I have 1 or 2. Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
Not anything from here.
He immediately loses interest in all of you and just goes back to what he was doing.
Elysia leaves.
All right. Head outside where you meet with the doctor and Drac.
Mm-hmm.
Red Eva, I imagine you join directly afterwards.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. You head back to the apothecary, or do you want to go somewhere else?
I'm
Well,
actually,
Elysia asked if they needed anything else, and nobody said anything. So
Nope. Mm.
We should probably drop this off before we go anywhere else.
All right. You head
What?
back. You get everything placed where it needs to be. And then I would say it's probably not too much later, late afternoon.
Elysia puts everything up where it needs us to go. And remembering the huge mess that she left in the office afterwards, she's like, "Oh, I gotta go clean something up." As she goes into the office and shuts the door real quick so nobody can
Take-
see in there.
Take your. Never mind, she's gone.
And then you guys just hear loud clatters as she's just like picking up.
the doctor were kind of like toward Drac. Is she okay?
She had a bad dream. Seems to be getting to her a bit, but sure she'll be fine.
Yeah.
Dreams are dreams, right?
Oh, yes. They can sometimes really affect the person.
Red kind of half looks over at Eva, remembering the dream from last night.
Oh, okay.
Is it noticeable, or are you trying to be
Subtle.
Are you trying to be subtle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't notice it.
Yeah, it's fine.
After Elysia cleans everything, she like sticks her head out, makes sure nobody's there, shuts the door. Like, okay, I got it all cleaned up. We're good. Yeah, we're good.
I guess most of everything put away where it would go.
Yeah, Elysia did that before she went in the office.
Yeah. Guess not everyone's here. Guess we can discuss what we want our next move is for the Sky Sharks business.
Well, first I think we should see if the ill runes are admitting to an attack last night.
I'm also curious about checking out the tunnels.
That too.
I feel like we can probably get more headway there than with the Illyriums. They'll just run us amok.
Right, if we follow the tunnels, we can make sure there's not one under their property.
That's my thinking as well. I also think that this Sky Shark might be a response to our questionings from the other day. If they are
Elysia's
behind
shoulders just deflate hearing talking to more people.
us.
And these are the people who don't have a hole under their property?
As far as we know, yes.
Got it.
I do know the location of a hole that isn't too far from here.
Well, when did you talk to them? It was yesterday, right?
Yes, yesterday before we came into town.
And I would just like to point out that it might seem a bit odd to go knocking on their door and say, "Hey, we're back. Have you seen any more sky sharks around?"
Yes, and I agree.
Especially after he said, as she says in quotations, "Sure, we'll let you know."
They clearly didn't let us know. Apparently, according to that shark carcass in there.
Doctor, he was never planning on telling us stories about me. From what you heard, they're not coming anywhere near this place. I'm sorry. And she puts her hand on his hand, like, oh, you sweet, sweet child.
So perhaps we don't tell them?
Well,
If
we
we're
do think they're behind it, so probably best not to.
I'm gonna go to the tunnel.
okay,
I think
last question, and then we can all go. What do we do if someone finds us?
Depends on the manner of how they find us and whether or not they're being hostile. That's a very vague question that could have multiple answers depending on the circumstance.
I will say, Doctor,
Mhm.
you do still have that posting.
Yep. Just show the posting thing. Well, it's official business. So the king himself put out the bounty this morning. So I imagine they find multiple people roaming these lands.
We're not going to get shot at for like trespassing, right?
Of course not. We
I
can
can
ask
talk
Collins
to
permissions.
Eva's used to the deep
the-
south.
No, player is used to the deep south. We're getting there. We're learning.
Mm-hmm.
Who makes a buckshot bolter?
I'm not even thinking
My
buckshot.
neighbor.
I've seen the crossbows these people have.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Customized everything.
Oh boy. They go hunting like boars and shit. They need all that armor piercing they can get.
But the doctor was just say, well, we can ask the Collins for permission. I believe they're still thankful for me and Elise's help from a few days ago. I'm sure they won't mind, especially if you show them this. And it also get them some more headway in case more people who probably aren't asking permission show up.
Yeah. I agree. We should talk to the Collins.
And we should hurry. Because that post has probably been all over the island by now.
Agreed. I guess that's where we'll make our first stop. Is to the Collins.
Okay. All of you head out, making your way towards the Collins homestead. And that is where we will go ahead and end tonight's episode. This way we can pick up with a very good story point at the very beginning of the next stream, which will unfortunately be minus a misread.
Yep.
I believe you have some unfortunate work-related things to go handle, so you will be missed next week. But we'll see how it turns out.
All right.
All right.
Listen, if this means that Doc and Red can't just bully some random
What are you talking
for
about?
one day.
Right.
Aw,
Mine was a
you
fair
know.
retaliation. Hers was
Mhm.
escalating.
You know you're gonna miss the chaos.
Player, absolutely.
Mine's the fact we did it in front of her kid, but
Well, to my players, thank you so very much for being here for this story. I can't wait to see how it continues to unfold. To all of our viewers, thank you so much for being here. We love you very much. And if you enjoyed our content here, please feel free to drop us a follow and check us out on Sunday nights when we have the fantastic Twisted Perception stream that is helmed by the fantastic DM, Mr. Ford. And I believe it's getting pretty heavy over there. They're getting into their end game essentially. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. It's gonna be good. I can't wait. But until then, thank you for being here. Please be safe, stay warm, and we will see you here next Wednesday for our next episode of Tales of the Skytorn. Good night, everybody.